Yeah, and you just watch this stuff and you just go, this is such insanity where I feel so blessed every day that I get to do a job that brings happiness to people. We all have our own strifes through it all and all that, but for the most part, there's a magic to every time you strap on an instrument and get in front of people and watch their faces. You know that there's somebody there who's may just had one of the worst days of their life, and all of a sudden they're transported musically, and for nothing else, for a couple of hours, they forgot about all the hell that just went on that day. And I've had friends that have come to shows that ended up going home and asking for a divorce. They
Oh,
said, I sat there through that show and listened to that music, especially like some of the James Taylor stuff. And they just went, I just came to a realization, and it motivated them to change their lives. I mean, it's just weird how different things happen like that, but it's fun when you're first off, it's fun when you're sober, so you can enjoy it all. And that for me was probably one of the more fortunate things for me. And it's not a pat on the back but for the fact I never drank or did drugs or anything like that.
right.
Anytime I had a chance to go do something, I could do it with a certain amount of clarity
Yeah.
and and had memories rather than being around guys that are going, I don't remember being here. I don't remember any of this. And I go, we were, but you were not really here. You were in another space at that point.
Yeah. It's amazing, speaking about how it breaks down barriers. I thought much the same thing at the time about the Billy Joel concert in Russia because he really, it seemed like that was really groundbreaking. And I think that was 1984. I can't remember exactly when you guys were there.
We were there, I think, in '86.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we went and did this peace. There was a peace march that went from St. Petersburg, or at the time
Oh,
from
yeah, that's right.
was it Stalingrad? I think it was St. Petersburg was called Stalingrad at that point. And they marched to Moscow, and it was like Casey Kasem and his wife and all these people were doing this huge march. And then we flew over, and it was James Taylor, the Doobie Brothers, Santana, Bonnie Raitt, I forget who else was with us, and then an equal number of Russian Soviet acts on it. And we played outside of Moscow. It was probably about 30,000 people at the show, and probably about 20,000 police or army guarding the danger of all these people listening to music.
Yeah.
But Bill Graham was with us and stuff, and it was one of those things. It was like the ultimate, just watching people holding hands and being so emotional. It was fantastic. And it was weird. Like they put us up in a hotel just outside of Moscow, and it looked like it was falling apart. I mean, it looked like it was maybe built in the 20s, and it had never been made. And I was talking to the people there, and they said, "Oh, it was built in 1980 for the Olympics that the U.S. boycotted." So we never went over there. And so they built these places and then just never did anything with them. And they were just decrepit. But getting a chance to, see things like that, to see Russia at that point, to when we went to Germany, when the Berlin Wall was still up, and going through Checkpoint Charlie into East Berlin and experiencing what the oppressive feeling that had, and then coming back in '90 when the wall had come down, and Phil, we did like that huge Berlin concert, and that same weekend Pink Floyd was doing the Wall there too. So there was an energy in that town. And we went back across, we went into what was East Berlin, and all of a sudden you're seeing Tiffany's and all these shops over there, and you're just going, what the hell happened? I mean, at this point, Checkpoint Charlie is just a tourist booth.
Yeah. You can tell at that point that you were present at the time when the whole world was changing.
Yeah, it was profound. It was really profound. And plus, when you're just getting to talk to people in these other countries, even if you're struggling with the language. I mean, I remember I think it was '83. My wife and I she studied cooking, and we took a trip with this cooking group and went to China. And we hit places in China that they had never seen people that looked like us. People would say to me, "Oh, you went to China, so did you go to Hong Kong?" Went, Hong Kong's not China. Hong Kong's like going to Beverly Hills. You know, when you're in Chengdu and Guangzhou I remember we went when we were in Xi'an, that's where they discovered that the terracotta army
Right.
that was buried there. And when we were there, they had just found that. They had only excavated a small amount of it, and they stopped their excavation because they really didn't have the ability to, as archaeologists, to address it. So they kind of closed it off. And one of the things that they said is absolutely no photography here,
Right.
and they didn't know about autofocus cameras. So, like when somebody would do this, they would come up and confiscate the camera. I was walking around just holding mine at my hip and snapping pictures, and I got tons of pictures of all these
Yeah.
terracotta soldiers and chariots and horses and so. And now it's like this mass. It's almost like a city has evolved around that. But
Is
we
that
got
before is that before they built the shelter and everything over it?
yeah,
Was it still outside?
still outside. Yeah. So
Hmm.
it was amazing, and getting to go see the Great Wall at
Yeah.
that point, that little couple of feet of it that you could see, and it's thousands of miles, but it's and then hearing the story about how all this stuff happens, it's like it's just it's great to me. I mean, the things that have been availed to me in my life because of playing a piece of lumber. It's
Yeah.
it's truly amazing, and I never take it for granted. I'm appreciative of it every time, and that's one of the things I enjoy so much when we hit the road and going out and taking pictures of all the places we play and stuff and sharing those, because there's most of the people are never going to get to see these venues or these places, and to be able to share it with them makes me look at it differently, and gives them a chance to experience something that they probably never will get to. And some of it's mundane and some of it's pretty interesting, but that's what makes life interesting.
Your venue tours have a wide audience that has to do a lot more with a lot more than music.
Yeah,
People who are interested in those venues, people who might have played there at one time, people who have attended concerts there. I see all the comments about, oh, I played there a couple times, or
yeah.
like I used to go to the Agora back in the day when it was still as crappy as it is now.
Yeah, some places, if they're still standing, weren't addressed as far as how are we going to maintain this place. It's like the thing I posted yesterday of the mural on Village Recorders, and thank God there's a photograph, a beautiful photograph of that wall when it was done. But I remember working on projects when that was all scaffolding and the LA Art Squad was painting that wall. And you go now, and if you didn't know that that had been there, you can barely see it anymore. It's just
And where's the Civic Art Project people now? Why aren't they there restoring it?
I have no idea. I think there's some talk that might want to do it, but who cares at this point? It's so diminished that it may as well just find something else to paint on there, because what was there is probably 98% gone at this point. It's just a
Yeah.
haze of what was once there.